What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Terra Luna Classic. Let's talk about some interesting developments for USTC repeg, as well as why I think the price could be about to see a significant move up in the market. So if that's something you like the sound of and you're still bullish on Luna Classic, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, join the community, also turn the notification bell so you know when we go live and upload our latest content. And let's dive straight into this Terra Luna Classic update video. So the global crypto market has had a pretty good 48 hours. 1.23 trillion is the total price of Bitcoin, $30,218 right now. So absolutely making a big move and a big push up. Now, it did retest the 30K and bounced off. We were talking about it on the live stream. Anyone who got into that trade made a good amount of money. ETH holding at 1893. But the point to make here, some of the altcoins starting to move. You see there, BNB 3.5%. We come down the list. We see Solana at 11%, Polkadot nearly 3%, as well as Ethereum Classic. And the list does go on. Aptos there, 4.26%. A lot of these coins we talk about in my live stream, 4 p.m. every single day. So definitely come and check us out, 4 p.m. Eastern, that is. But as we come down the list, Terra Luna Classic, currently 1%. Now, if you are in the little ecosystem of Twitter and you follow only a handful of people that talk about Terra Luna Classic, you would literally think the world is falling to bits. You think that the world of Terra Luna Classic is about to crumble around you with all the news coming from Terraport. Like I said, I will talk about that specifically in a completely separate video. Whereas actually the price is 1% up on the day. We are marginally behind Bitcoin that's gone to rally, but our volume up, our market cap up. The news for Luna Classic is good. I'm going to talk a little bit about the price and everything else in this video. So Terra Luna Classic, like we said, 1% up in the past 24 hours, resurging back up to 12,574. The market gaining about 4.5%. Now, the long current level means it's increased by nearly 3% in the last 7 days, 4% in the last 30 days. So we are slowly increasing our price while at the same time we are removing supply. Now, Lunk's relative underperformance in recent weeks set up a nicely for above average returns in the near and more distant future when Binance continuing to burn billions of Luna Classic tokens. And there is a couple of things to note about the Binance situation. A, they burn billions of Luna Classic every single month. Secondly, when we did get the news of Terraport liquidity being drained, Binance and CZ were quick of the mark to respond to both the community and equally from the Binance platform to suspend and capture those funds. Now, the latest from Terraport, again, I will cover all this in a main video, but it says Terra C Vita team, assisted by community members and centralized exchanges involved, is working to recover the stolen funds. About 60% have been blocked by the centralized exchange, and the platform was temporarily suspended pending an in-depth check of the contract and full internal and external third-party investigation. So we do know they've got about 60% of the funds back. Again, this big, swift and movement action from Binance, MEXC, KuCoin, all of these exchanges to really support this, for me, really tells us exactly what people believe in the Lunk blockchain and people believe in the Luna Classic community. So when we then take a look at things like price predictions, it's always worthwhile having a pinch of salt with some of these, but they probably stand true a little bit more so than they maybe did in the past. It says Lunk's price chart suggests it may be on the brink of a much needed rally with the indicators looking set to rise. Now we can look a little bit more in detail here on my chart. We can see here we're just trending on the daily chart. Another green candle for us today. That's 2 green candles in a row. And actually in the last 5 days, we've only had 2 red candles. So we are seeing a slightly more bullish sentiment. Now, currently, we are still in a slightly bearish pattern. You can see here the 9-day EMA is about to and could potentially cross in through the 20-day EMA with a push up. Now, we're looking to break out of this level, this kind of 13, that's a real strong level of resistance. You can see if we come to the 13,041, we've tested this 4 times in the last month. So we break through this, we come out of this descending wedge that I've got, we could be in for an explosive move up in Terra Luna Classic. Now we know when this thing does absolutely move, we can see some strong moves up in the price action. So definitely is coming, I think. Now, what do we need? We need positive news stories. We need sentiment on our side. And what have we got right now? Well, we've got a couple of things. So we do know Tobias Zaradar left the Luna Classic community. And whatever you feel about that, again, I'm not getting into the drama of it, but we are hiring a senior Cosmos blockchain developer. I'm not going to go through it. If you are that individual, you want to work on this chain, then by all means, head on over, get your application put in through Lunk Bernami at the L1taskforce.com. He is obviously the community manager for the L1 Task Force. So we can continue to build out a lot of the requirements for that. Now, it's a very well-paid job, albeit I'm not an expert in the sector, but at the same time, we're looking for some new, innovative, fresh people to come and support our team, because that's going to support with things like this: USTC incremental repeg buybacks, staking and swaps. Now, this is an extensive Argo forum proposal, and I'm not going to go through everything because it is a lot. I will link it in the description though, however, so you can guys go check it out. What does it mean in a nutshell? Ultimately, this is about raising the repeg step by step. And how are we going to do that? Using the divergence protocol, which is the difference between the peg and the price, and actually therefore brings in a fee to support that difference, which then ultimately goes on to repeg it. You can see there are a number of scenarios that walk through. Buybacks will do exactly the same. Now that we begin to accumulate assets, and ultimately that's the core part, is building this pool. Now, a lot of the community is saying, well, this is what we did before, and we started minting all that kind of crazy stuff. For me, this is purely about rebuilding USTC repeg and supporting with it. I've talked about this in a number of videos. The USTC repeg could be the greatest stablecoin to ever come back in DeFi, given regulation that's going to be potentially coming that. But what will this really do? So, for example, a severe depeg event when USTC was pegged to $1 but traded at 60 cents. In this scenario, seller would receive 20 cents. The protocol would receive 40 cents in taxes. What it does is it overcompensates for the difference, and then actually the individual that's selling those. So if you take the example of the depeg, what would happen is as they kept pushing and pushing and pushing, more tax would be pulled out of it, and actually that allows it to stable. It's a very clever system. It has to have fail safes in it. It has to have protocol generated bits to ensure that it doesn't crash once more. Protocol profits. So following buybacks, we'll start to accumulate USTC. This is essentially profit held by the protocol. The community owns these assets. Rather than just burn it to reduce supply, I suggest using it in a bit more effective. USTC accumulated by the protocol will be distributed to the following purposes in the following percentages. So we see there, undirectional limited long USTC swap pool, the staking and saving vault, Oracle pool to keep topping the Oracle pool back up, thus giving our validators and ultimately you and I that stake our tokens a amount of Luna and USTC as well. So in a nutshell, what does this proposal truly mean? And ultimately, there's 5 key positives. It will recapitalize and incrementally repeg USTC back to $1 or whatever number we deem is the correct one or the fit one for that, without minting, forking, reverse splits, or external capital. It's really important. It will remove the supply of Luna Classic. It will reduce the circulating supply of USTC. It will also fund both the Oracle pool and the community pool, and it will have a targeted approach to how we can deal with selling pressure, or if anyone tries to crash the algorithmic stablecoin again, they ultimately lose out, and the community and the protocol benefit. All of that's got to be good news. Build outs are important, yet in the dark days, if you like, we need to see positive things. Taking a look at the statistics of Luna Classic, however, and again, this probably quantifies exactly where I think the Luna Classic chain is versus where the small micro cap Terraport think that everything, the world's falling in. We're still at 1.4 billion unstaked, 13.91 still staked. That's 953 billion Luna Classic staked. You can see some of the big losers. Terra Vita, no surprise, losing a significant amount of delegations. Likewise with Classy, and I'm pretty sure we'll see a number of others as this all builds out that potentially are going to lose some of their validators. We do have to be mindful of this. Again, emotion is no place for cryptocurrency. If you're trading or even if you're acting with emotion, just really make sure you're doing the right thing by validating exactly where you think you should be doing it. It's dead important. But what does the future hold for Luna Classic? Well, we are now at 1.13%, USTC up 4%. The news is starting to spread. The best thing you can do, share this video far and wide. People know about Terraport. If you want to go and listen to all the Terraport drama, I'll have a separate video, but there's enough out there right now. I want to focus on Luna Classic. I want to focus on continuation of what we can do with this project, continuation of really building out. There's some exciting things to come about. We just need to make sure people know about it. Let me know in the comments down below. What are you excited about? Is it the repeg? Is it the new Cosmos developer that we could have? Is it equally we could start to see some really solid price action? We could even come and test the 13s if this market continues. Altcoins start to move. Bitcoin starts to stabilize. Could be a pretty exciting week all in all for the whole crypto market and especially Luna Classic. As ever, thank you so much if you made it all the way to the end. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. We're here every single day trying to make sure you are stayed up to date with everything going on in crypto. And as ever, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.